Hi, my dear Web3 enthusiasts. My name is Daria, and I'm an active member of the Ethereum community and the person who knows a lot about the product, marketing, and human sides of the Web3 industry. Lately, I've been seeing more and more posts about lack of marketing talent in crypto. Interesting timing. This narrative seems to have picked up right as the prices went down. So, I want to share my vision on the current state of marketing, what's happening, and what approach I believe. Let's start from the eternal conflict between the technical team and marketing. Most Web3 founders are technical visionaries, but when it comes to marketing, many treat it like a suspicious smart contract. They have seen these overhyped to the moon projects that ended in disaster, and they equate marketing with manipulation and pushy sales. Many say we're not doing marketing in the case when the project actually does marketing, but the team pretend they don't because of the it's all about product position. I remember how much feedback got one of the co-founders of Chain when he posted that the team wasn't doing marketing. Those familiar with Chain project should have a good laugh by now because the team is doing their promo very well, starting with hiding behind bear masks, finishing their hype bear bodies women community. In far 2018, I worked with one of the first L2 projects in the space. The guys wanted to attract big investors, but were sure that their PR strategy depended on publications in scientific journals. They avoided promoting the project actively because, in their minds, marketing was something ICO scammers did. Later, I realized it was typical for many projects in blockchain. Listen to me. There is no shame in using marketing tactics. The game has changed radically in the past years, and it's evolving as you listen to this podcast episode. If you still think marketing is a dirty word, you're playing an outdated version of the game. I can compare marketing with sport. You don't need to do yoga, run, or play tennis to stay alive, obviously, but they can help you body be healthy and sexy. Sport makes us more productive and attractive to others. The same goes for your project. Great marketing isn't just nice to have. It makes your product more visible, more appealing, and more likely to win over users, partners, and supporters. But let's be honest, this skepticism from tech people didn't appear out of nowhere. Everyone's exhausted by the endless shilling of follow projects and shady marketing tactics where people and their data are perceived as products to sell out. I also see many marketers skipping their deep work, failing to truly understand the project or using tactics without a clear grasp of business goals and the cause and effect behind their actions. That's why I divide marketing into three categories. First one tells a story, builds trust, and nurtures long-term relationships based on values. The second one chases hype and viral effect. It may look more effective and fun compared to the first one, but can lose its speed when narratives change. You can't play the long game with this and keep excitement in a high level. And the third one is focused on active, sometimes even aggressive sales without any values in fundament. Tons of direct messages without learning of recipients and their projects, and obsessive desire to make a deal are the symptoms of this type of marketing. I prefer the first category, obviously. That's the kind of marketing Web3 needs, especially when it's still seen as shady by much of the outside world. So now we know the problems of both sides, but there is also a challenge of the industry. Web3 is welcoming and exclusive at one time. The space loves talking about decentralization and open doors, while simultaneously creating a wallet garden where you're viewed as an outsider if you're not deep enough into crypto Twitter. Marketers coming from traditional startups or the corporate sector, even if they've shipped massive campaigns for big brands, get dismissed. It's pretty sad that you have to undervalue your previous experience in other niches if you want to join the Web3 space. The startups struggle with consistent brand messaging or strategy, but reject good marketers because they don't have their direct competitors in their portfolios. It's real. This approach creates conditions when projects try to fight for five people in the market, ignoring other 500 and complaining about lack of talent. There is always a wonder why project can't attract quality talent while requiring to be diligent by nature, strategic and big picture thinker, and active in crypto alpha chats and dev communities. One of the well-known L2 projects requires their marketing candidates to have a master's degree in math or physics. Let me ask you, how many math grads do you know who dream of writing Twitter threads and organizing community meetups? There is another issue. The job market for Web3 marketers is dysfunctional. There aren't so many open roles, and only a few are truly desirable. Some founders don't know how to assess marketing talent referring to followers on Twitter or direct competitors in city. So we end up with a strange meta where marketers have to market themselves more than the project they work for. You can see growth leads with thousands of followers, but no experience scaling a real product with long term vision and strategy. As a candidate, I was rejected from a role because I didn't have 20k followers by someone who had this 20k and 2, 3, 4 likes per post. Should I explain the origin of these followers? This influencer metrics obsession is diluted quality. Follower count doesn't reflect strategic depth. To get those big numbers in followers, you need to do something exceptional or be terminally online. If someone is yapping 24/7, when are they working? Marketers host events at conferences like SCC, DevCon, DevConnect, etc. to showcase their relevance. But here's the catch. It's mostly marketers attending. Founders show up there rarely. I'm sure it's time to grow up for everyone. Founders, if you want your project to thrive, it's time to mature your view of marketing. Isn't about shilling, it's about storytelling, strategy, building systems, scaling sustainability, and earning trust. Marketing isn't optional, especially when the era of cheap money is over. In a crowded space with increasingly high stakes, it's what separates projects with real traction from those that quietly fade away. You will never find a person who can be a degen, a match strategist, someone who finds a product market fit for you, and who also can write great text, make videos, organize events, and be a person deeply loved by the community. Such people don't exist and never will. You don't need marketers who just vibe or promise you a miracle in one day. You need those who can consistently build trust and relationships between a product and an audience. So, what do you think about the current state of Web3 marketing? Write your thoughts in the comments and share this content with your friends. Thank you.